Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. But can you do me a favor? Hit that notifications button right now. All right, guys, I got about 3 videos for you today. The first video we're going to be reacting to is going to be 50 Cent's son complaining about how much money he was getting a month in child support. And after you hear him complaining, you will see why his father did not want anything to do with him. It isn't that his father's a bad person, because all of 50 Cent's other kids are pretty much famous and living a good life if you know the background of 50 Cent. But what it shows is the manipulation that a woman can have over her child to turn him against the father. And then we have Diddy, who is going to be breaking down why he is not into the White Lives Matter t-shirt. And I will be breaking this down as well, what Kanye did and what Diddy are saying, and how both of them are billionaires with 2 different views of life when it comes to black people. But first, let's get to 50 Cent's son complaining about child support.
Listen, $6,700 a month.
Okay. And I can't buy socks?
Listen to what I'm saying to you.
Right.
$6,700 a month, right? $6,700 a month in the state of New York City. You do the math.
Oh, I done the math. I've been in child support, bro. I went to jail for it. So I said, so hold
okay,
on.
cool. $6,700 a month, right?
$6,700 a month, right?
You're talking about a four-lister. Hold on, wait, listen. You're talking about somebody that has problems with everybody. You can't just live in any neighborhood.
Well, you have to realize $6,700 a month is a lot of money to raise a child. Like, even though your dad is 50 Cent, you were still placed in positions to where you guys can live in a good neighborhood. That's what you have to realize. His mother has him believing that that's not enough money because she's trying to keep up with the lifestyle of the dad. She feels like she's entitled because she has a child with him, so she's entitled to live the life of the dad. It doesn't work that way, because the father, 50 Cent, is still taking a bigger risk. He's still out here working. As long as 50 Cent's been around, you've never seen him take a break. He's almost in his 50s and he's still touring every single year. So 50 Cent himself is always working to provide. It's just that the mother's convinced the child that they're supposed to be living the same lifestyle as the dad, even though they're not with the father.
$81K is not a substantial lot of money.
Hold on.
You can't just live anywhere.
And if he's contributing $6,700, that means your mom's got the other half.
He's right.
It ain't just for him to just take care of you. She got to take care of you. $700. Where's her $6,700 to go with him? Now y'all got $1,200, $1,300, $13,000 a month.
Oh.
He's absolutely right. The mother has to put up her part too. She has to be able to provide as well. It's not like, oh, he's just covering everything. You have to realize his mother went out and got in a whole relationship with a whole different guy. So he has a stepfather. He has a stepfather and a mom that could provide to go along with that $6,700 a month. But you also got to realize 50 Cent's son, the guy you're looking at right now, is 25 years old.
Oh my! Hold on, yo, choke. This is where you can. This is where it goes down a bad path, brother. This is what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Yo, bro, $6,700. If I told you right now, right, you got to start your life over right now with $6,700 a month and rebuild your life.
Yes.
Can you do it?
With $6,700, I can.
You have nothing.
$6,700, yes, I can.
$6,700 is a lot of money a month. Yes, it is. It does not require that much money for a person to live. I'm sorry, it doesn't. What requires a lot of money is the fairy tales that you want to buy, the delusional things that you want to do to make yourself feel good. You got to compete with everybody on Instagram. You have to have a certain lifestyle. That's when it's not enough money, is when you start adding on expenses that are no longer needed. If we're breaking it down to shelter, food, and water and protection, $6,700 is going to do more than that. It's going to get you a good car. It's going to get you a nice house. And you're still going to have spending money to where you can go to the mall. But you got to have the lavish lifestyle. You got to have a certain car. You got to have a certain house. You got to have certain clothes. That's when the expenses start getting larger. It's when you start adding in your fantasies.
I'm from the... I'm from either budget. 6,700. I'm good.
That's what I'm saying,
nigga.
I'm comparing it to yourself.
With 2
Choke,
kids.
this is what I'm saying to you. Choke, this is where you go wrong. You gotta stop comparing it. You comparing it to yourself, bro. You comparing it on your standard of lifestyle, bro. You cannot do that. You can't do that. Listen.
See, he don't get it. His mom has him in victim mode. This is what happens whenever you hang around women too long. Whenever you grow up with a single mom and you never leave the nest, you go your whole life as a victim. Everything is wrong in your life. You're blaming other people for your problems. You blame people for why you're not happy. You're always blaming this person, blaming that person about life because you go your whole life being a victim. You guys have to understand, nobody cares if you're a victim. Nobody cares about the poor. Nobody cares about the rich. Nobody cares about nobody. At any given moment, you could walk down the street and you could lose your life. And everything that you thought and believed in doesn't even matter anymore. That's what this child has to understand, is that life is bigger than that. You've been spoiled for too long. And then when you got released into the world, you don't know how to survive. They always say, if you raise your child, then you could spoil your grandkids. But if you spoil your child, then you're going to raise your grandkids. And this is how they are. All the males that got victimized mindsets, they're going to be dropping their children off to their mom to raise them. That's how that works.
Choke. I jumped out of a burning house, brother. I had nothing. Okay. I know what it feels like to have nothing, all right? I had to rebuild my life over $6,700 a month.
Stop playing, bro. Your dad's 50 Cent. Your dad is 50 Cent. You're not your dad. Sorry. Your dad had a rough life. He has the backing. He's been shot over 9 times. He's been to jail a lot of times. Your dad lived a very rough life. He has movies about his life. You as his son, never. Never. Not since your dad's been famous since you've been 2. You ain't had to rebuild your life over. We know what happened when they came to that building, and you ain't have to jump out of a burning building. You guys wasn't even home.
Marquise, I know you feel like that ain't a lot of money, but it's a lot of people here watching right now. Girls that's getting $200 a month child.
$6,700.
He's right. There's women that ain't getting nothing on child support. And the little bit that they're getting on child support, they're happy. This is what you call a spoiled, entitled brat that learned it from his mother and has learned to be a victim. That's how a lot of you guys out here, you're victim because your mom's a victim. So you complain like your mom. Everything is just like your mom. You got to bicker and batter. That's what's wrong with most of you dudes now. 90% of you dudes are just like women, and the shit is just sad. You complain like women. You cry like women. You want to hover around other men like women. You guys is hoes, nigga. Let's get to the next video. It's going to be a toxic situation with this girl. Let's get to it. All right, next video is going to be Diddy on the White Lives Matter t-shirt. Let's get to it.
What's up? Check this out, y'all. I am not about to be addressing every last thing that's going on in the world on the internet. But the thing I do have to address is this White Lives Matter t-shirt. I've always been there, and I will always support my brother Kanye as a free thinker. But the White Lives Matter t-shirt, I don't rock with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with it. And
the White Lives Matter t-shirt was like clout chasing. It was more of a shock value. It was no really validity behind it. It was more of a shock value thing. And everybody knows that Kanye has done this before, especially when he took the Confederate flag and he placed it all over his clothes. He was setting a shocking, he was clout chasing as well.
And with the press and what fashion is doing, thinking it's a joke. But right now, all America has planned for us is poverty incarceration, and death. So before I could get to any other lies.
Now, what I want you to think about, he says, all they have for us is poverty, jail, or death. Well, you have the opportunity to work. Only criminals go to jail, and you'll eventually end up dead or in jail, getting involved in gangs or even being in poverty neighborhoods. But this also exists amongst the Latinos as well, and deeper amongst the Mexicans. The Mexicans live through cartels, and cartels wipe out entire families at a time. So yes, the world has all of that designed, right, for a lazy person. Because you have to realize, you have a black billionaire telling you that white people are holding you back. Think about it again. You have a black billionaire telling you that America has nothing planned for black people but poverty, jail, and death. But he's rich. Stop. Think about it.
Lives matter, which all lives matter. You know what I'm saying? That Black Lives Matter, don't play with it. If you don't wear the shirt, don't buy the shirt, don't play with the shirt. It's not a joke.
Okay, what you have to understand is all lives do matter. Black Lives Matter was a movement. The joke of Black Lives Matter is the White Lives Matter t-shirt. That's just what Kanye's doing. When it's all said and done, Kanye's worth about what, $6-7 billion? Diddy, what, $1.2 billion? So what you have here is you have two black billionaires, but one is telling you white people ain't the problem. All you got to do is work. That's going to be Kanye. Kanye's saying, hey, stop blaming white people for this, that, and the third. You're just brainwashed. Everything that you're doing is brainwashed. But you have a billionaire black person, Diddy, that's telling you that you're suffering and that they're holding you back. Okay, what Diddy is doing, he's making himself relatable to the poor. So he jumps on your side. It's the same way if you listen to Jay-Z and Jay-Z will be like, oh, maybe the cops are, the cops. And people are like, oh, Jay-Z got our back. No, they don't. What they do is they say things out of their mouth to make it relatable to you. Once you're relatable, then that's part of their marketing scheme. They get you on their side by giving relatability. When it comes to Kanye, he's such a big icon. He speaks on a global scale. So what Kanye is saying is free your mind. Free your mind. Get the shackles off your mind. And you can go as far as you want to go. They think Kanye is crazy, but you have to be a little bit crazy in order to have the thoughts and get the success that he has. That's what you're not realizing. You have to be able to think so free in life that you can go and be whatever it is that you want to be. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys got the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.